Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. We're back for another recipe this week. I've been on a little bit of a breakfast kick lately. So this week's recipe is we are going to make some French toast. Okay, so I'm going to run down some of these ingredients. Maybe basic French toast, maybe I put things in it that some of you guys don't, but hey, that's what we're here for, right? Make things a little bit different maybe, and you know, if you guys like it, then that's awesome. Okay, so here's how I do my French toast. All right, so obviously you need you know, some syrup. I got 100% maple syrup over here. I got about a tablespoon of butter. This is just for coating the pan. Okay, I also have 1 teaspoon of I'm sorry, it's 1 tablespoon of pure vanilla extract. You hear me say this in all my videos. Try to use some good stuff. You can substitute this. However, you could use imitation vanilla for this. It's just you might want to use a little bit more. Okay, so that's the deal with that. Over here we've got some cinnamon. I've got about 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I've got 3 large eggs. I've got about 1/3 of a cup of milk over here. We may not use it all. It all depends on what it looks like when I whip it up. And over here I got a 1/4 cup of light brown sugar. Now, you could also use dark brown sugar if you'd like. Just keep in mind it may, your French toast may be just a tad bit darker than what this comes out at. And instead of using regular white bread, we're using a brioche bread here today. Okay, it holds the liquid in. It's a little bit dense. This is fantastic for French toast. Okay, so that's what we got today. This is what I'm gonna make for you guys. If you guys like my channel, put a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it, you know, do whatever you guys like. If you guys got any comments or whatever, leave them down below, and I will also leave all these ingredients down in the description below, so you guys can just click on it and you guys got the recipe right up front. Okay, so let me just move a little bit of this stuff out of the way. We'll get ready to make the custard. Okay, all right, hold on, we'll be right back. Okay, so on to making the custard. Okay, so I'm going to use a bowl like this, basically just you know, so the bread fits in it. Okay, because we're gonna soak these in the custard. All right, so first thing we do is we turn around and we break some eggs. We're using 3 eggs for this. Now, if you guys get an eggshell or a piece of an eggshell in your batter, very simple way to get that out. Use the eggshell. So just do this, right, like the scooping motion. Okay, so very simple. Don't use your fingers. Don't sit there and do that kind of thing. And we've all done it, and I know that probably everybody that's done it has gotten frustrated with not being able to get the eggshell out, right? Because it kind of walks away from you. All right, so there you go. There's a little tip. That's what we do to get eggshells out. All right, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to whip these up. Okay, we're going to whip these up first. Now, you can whip these up a couple of different ways. Okay, you can whip them up like I'm doing with a fork, or you can whip these up with a you could use a whisk for this. Okay, now if you use a whisk for this, keep in mind that you're going to be putting a lot of air into your eggs. Okay, so people always think, well, to have, you know, a fluffy batter, you have to add a lot of milk. That's not necessarily true. It's the air that is incorporated into it when you whisk it. Okay, so if you want more of a non-fluffy batter, do this. Now, I continue to whip this, and I'm actually working on an egg recipe to show everybody how to do different styles of eggs, right? Poached eggs, omelets, French omelets, sunny side up, over easy, over medium, over hard, all that stuff. Because it seems like I get so irritated when I go out and I order an egg a certain way. You know, it always comes to the table, it's either crispy on the bottom, and anyways, we're working on that. Okay, so this is what I do, and you keep continuously I guess you're kind of whisking it in a way, beating it, until there's no white, right? So you want to try to, it doesn't always work out, but you want to try to get when your dish is done, not all that many white specks of egg, okay, on your French toast. It's more of a presentation thing. Not really a big deal if you do or you don't, okay? And I know people don't eat French toast because they don't like the cooked egg part of it, okay? So the only reason why you get that is because you don't let your French toast drain enough, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to add the brown sugar. We're going to add the pure vanilla extract. And we are going to add the cinnamon, okay? This is absolutely delicious. I've been making my French toast like this for a long time, okay? It may look like a lot of ingredients in here for what we're making. We're making 3 pieces with 3 eggs, but I'm telling you, once you eat this like this, and a lot of you guys may actually make it like this right off the bat, okay? I just like a lot of flavor in it. Okay, now we're gonna add some milk, about like that. You can also add heavy cream into this if you want to. You can add half and half. You can add 1%, 2%. That really doesn't make much of a difference. It's really whatever you want. Okay, so here's our batter. And now we're all incorporated. Okay, so it is a little on the dark side, but I guarantee you guys, like I said, I've been making this for a long time. This is going to be delicious. Okay, so over on the stove, I do have a pan, a griddle pan, preheated. We're going to throw some butter in that. We're going to dip our brioche, and we're going to get going on that. And we're going to cook this slow. Okay, another reason why sometimes French toast don't come out too good, because you cook the egg on the sides of the bread, right? You know, like the dripping part. And that just tastes kind of yucky. So we're going to go low and slow with this. We're going to put a nice brown on it. And that's going to be our French toast. I'm going to serve this with a little side of sausage and some bacon. And this is going to be breakfast this morning. Okay, come on over to the stove with me. We'll get this going. Okay, so over to the stove we are. Now, I have this on a medium to kind of a low heat. We're just putting a little bit of butter, and we're going to use more butter too after it's all. You want to make sure the heat's not too high, just because you don't want to start. And if it is, just pull it off the heat, just like that. That's all you got to do. Okay, so we're trying not to. Sorry about me not having the pan in frame, but I just don't want a bunch of brown butter. That's all. So, okay. All right, so there we go. We got our pan over here with some butter in it. Now what we're going to do, I hope you got, yeah, you can see this. Okay, so we're just going to start with a piece of brioche. We're going to soak it. Don't be afraid to touch it either, right? Okay, just like that. And then let this drain, right? This is part of the process. You see how it's still dripping off? Let this drain. It's very important. This is how you're not going to get that real big eggy taste to it. Okay, just like that. And you don't want a hard sizzle when you throw this down, because you don't want to burn the bread, right? You just want to kind of lightly toast it. Okay, and the same thing with this. This bread soaks up the batter fantastic. That's why I use it. Now I do love it with white bread as well. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. I grew up on white bread. That's how my mom used to make it. But you know, as we get older, we think of new things to do, and like I said, I have no problem eating white bread. This is just a little bit of a treat. Okay. And it's more rich. You know, this is going to be a very rich breakfast. So it's going to be very sweet, very rich. Okay. and we're gonna do the last one up. Say about 4 eggs. About, if you're using brioche, just because it soaks up a lot of batter, about an egg, you know, a piece. You know, if you could probably get 5 out of this one, out of the 4 eggs. You could definitely get another shot of bread. Okay, and let it drain, and on it goes. Okay, so that's as simple as that. We're going to let this go for a little bit. I'm going to bring you guys back with me. I'm going to bring you guys down just about like that. And I'm going to let this cook off a little bit. And I'll bring you guys back with me just to show you how, how toasted that I personally get it and how I like it. You want more? You leave it on longer. It's as simple as that. Very, very forgiving recipe. Okay, I'll see you guys in just a second. And we'll get plating this up shortly. So these are ready to flip. Like I said, low and slow on this. And you can see, like on the top, I don't know if you actually can, but if I put this back down, you can see where there's no white spots of egg, right? That's just because of how we beat it, okay? Okay, so this now is how I like, this is how I like to do it, but again, y'all can do it any way you want to. That's totally fine. And all you're doing now is just cooking, you're just cooking the custard. Okay, so that's it. We're going to leave these on here for probably about another, I don't know, 5 minutes, 6 minutes or something like that. In the meantime, I'm going to start prepping some stuff over here. We're going to get over there. We're going to cut up a piece of sausage for some serving. And we're going to get this ready. This smells delicious. Lots of cinnamon coming through. You've got the brown sugar coming through and the vanilla. You can imagine what it smells like. All right, we'll be right back. A couple seconds. Okay, so I've got a piece of sausage here for our side. And all we're going to do is, I don't use breakfast sausage when I do this. So this is I use regular Italian sausage. This is just how I do it. We're just going to cut this up. Just like this. Let's cut it at a little bit of an angle. Looks maybe a little better on the plate, right? Okay, just like that. All right, almost ready to plate this. Right back. Okay, so our French toast is done. This is how I make the French. This is how I do it. The batter's cooked all the way through. It's nice and hot. It's golden brown all the way around, and that's it. This is how I do it. So we're going to plate this up. Okay. We might turn the plate around, but we're going to plate this up right now this way, and then I'll turn it around for the camera. Okay. I might play with this a little bit as well. Okay. So let's do something like this. Yeah, there you go. Something like that. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna dust this with a little powdered sugar, just like this. Make it look pretty, right? Just like that. Okay. We'll put that aside, and now what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of butter to this. I know you guys probably can't see it right now, but I'll turn this around. We're going to put a little dab of butter on each one. Let's see if I can do it like this. Something like that, maybe. Okay. All right. Put your butter on while it's still hot, obviously. This is so good. Okay. And now all we have to do is we just need to get our serving of nice crispy bacon over here, and we're going to do a little side of sausage over here. And last but not least, the pure maple syrup. This is what will really set this off. Okay, just like that. As little or as much as you want. It's up to you. It's your meal. Okay, I do about that. All right. Okay, guys. So let me just push a few things out of the way. All right. So this is how I do my French toast. The biggest thing is the bread and the batter, right? Everything else you're just dumping and running. All right. So this is how I do my French toast. If you guys like this recipe, throw a thumbs up, share it, hit that subscribe button. That'll be great. You could always use a couple more subscribers. And this will be a awesome, hearty breakfast for you guys if you decide to make it. If you make it, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you like this. A lot of flavors going on here, guys. Okay, until the next recipe, I will see you guys next week.